Hello, and well, today I have a uniform. Anyway, today I have a uniform video to make, and what I have here is an army white dress uniform. So, if those who don't know, the army white dress uniform was basically, as applies, it was a dress uniform. It was intended for the hot weather or tropical climates, where wearing a thicker uniform in a darker shade, i.e. Army Blue 150, 151, or 450 and 451, may be not as suitable. And these are designed to be a much cooler uniform that can be worn in place of the dress blues. There are a few versions out there. This one here is would be we guess you could consider in the pattern from the 50s on into the 2010s. These uniforms start being a thing in 2014. That's when the Army said you can't have them anymore. And basically, this is a white version of the standard Army green service uniform. It almost looks black on the camera. Anyway, this one here is a Vietnam era tropical white uniform. I was working on that. Anyway, so and this one, so you can find these in various materials. Earlier on, they would have been only cotton, though as time went on, a polyester wool blend or a pure polyester was authorized. So, and the coat has shorter loops or epaulets, or whatever you want to call them, on both sides. It's not like the dress blues that has the shoulder straps, or as everyone else calls them, shoulder boards. No decoration or anything up there. Peak lapels, breast pockets that are on the exterior, internal pockets on the hips or the waist, with sleeve ornamentation about 3 inches from the. Well, this would be 3 inches. Well, actually, no, would it? Anyway, I'm being distracted. It'd be 3 inches from the lowest point. And then inside, I'll get to the pants in a minute. So, generally, you see officers of high rank with these uniforms. You don't usually see them. They're kind of an unusual find as uniforms go, because they were only optional purchase. It wasn't like the dress blues we had only a pair of them in case you ever needed to use them, if ever. And you may notice this one's missing quite a lot of its furnishing. It has no buttons, which can be easily sourced. The person here opted to have whatever this is called. This basically allows you to remove the buttons at will. And up here, strange enough, the man who owned this had the lapels, not the lapels, these are lapels, had the epaulets sewn down so they wouldn't flop around. So I guess the guy was probably being cheap, and of course a fly comes. Was being cheap and only had one set of buttons for his uniforms. And so now let's get into the things. So, and this guy had his nameplate. You can see some. May not be able to see it all too well, but the guy had his nameplate here. I'm not sure he put it all the way through the other side. Doesn't look like it. I'm not sure the guy ever had anything on the pocket here. And these pockets are sewn down, not like this one where you can have where it has a little snap on it. Which he asked me is a bit lame. You can see that it is a bit faded. See, there's a slightly brighter, more brilliant white underneath the pocket than it is on the rest of the coat. This side, I know this guy, and see remnants of ribbons. I think this guy might originally had one row of ribbons, because I pull it out on the inside. And here we are. And see the remnants of a ribbon rack. And see that the upper ones here, there's a couple holes down here. So one of the guy, throughout his service life, had multiple, had sort of a single, like 2 ribbons or something, and then went to like 5 or something, whatnot. But I definitely tell the guy had upward of 5. Also, the guy just couldn't get the buttons right, because I can definitely see circles. I may not be able to. You can see on camera barely. Circles where it was at. Interesting enough, you can see remnants of what looks like to be pinholes for the DUI. And you don't know what that means. That means distinctive unit insignia, which is basically a pin-on, the pin-on version of the unit patch. Generally, with dress uniforms, you don't really wear DUIs. It's mainly just branch insignia, personal awards, and the only thing you might wear is unit citations. You see pinholes for the guy's rank. Now replace this memory card to start go out. There's nothing in this pocket of mention. On this side, as you may have gotten a glimpse earlier, is the guy's initials, the Taylor, which is something A. Jacob and Sons of Baltimore, Maryland. And my guess is, so this belonged to a I won't be able to get this out. I don't think so. To a Captain Peter Young. See that the date on there is 783. Then it has a 1990 on there. And so, you know, if you were to ask me, I think the guy got the made coat. Guy made in 1983. What's 7? August, right? Yeah. August of 83. Then probably had it retailored in 1990. Another number there, but it's not really that important. And before I forget, let me this. The lower pockets, they're not sewn down, they're actually usable. Also, they have like a pocket watch in there. I don't think so for the other one. No, it's just a. Actually, it is a piece of material. Oh no, it's just a pocket was made. So basically, there's nothing else in the inside. Has a storage tag. Oh man, this is gonna be a bad video to watch. See, can I show anything? I'm doubtful there might be anything on this pocket here, on the pocket itself, but there was definitely pinholes for unit citations and a regimental crest insignia, or whatever the branch, the insignia of the branch this guy was in. Under the pants. Oh, so basically, according to Army regulations, the pants were just a commercial type of civilian dress trouser, and it had no ornamentation on it. You can see here. I'm not sure if these are the original trousers, but I found, because I got this from a local thrift store. The cut of the trouser would be appropriate, and I would look at the inside. And see marking, it has, so I assume it would be a date mark of 583, which would be what? April or May? No, that'd be May. Of 1983. It has a certification marking for the U.S. Navy. You see why? Because the thing is, I have another uniform in my collection that belonged to a Tennessee State Guardsman, or State Defense Forces, if you fancied it that way. And that guy had like the coat custom made, but he had a pair of off-the-shelf trousers. So it may be the situation when the guy got the coat custom made, but I bought a pair of trousers that came off the shelf from the Navy Exchange or something. So I wasn't able to find much stuff about whoever this Peter Young guy was, but with a name like that, I might be able to at least find a nameplate to put on this to complete it. And oh, the material. The material of this is, I believe, a pure polyester. It doesn't feel like a blend. It's too rough. Because I have here a Army Green 434, which is a polyester shade. And basically, it feels like Halloween costume stuff. And this feels like about the same. So yeah, I say basically this is definitely a polyester. This is pure polyester, according to the tag. So yeah, that's basically it. And if you're wondering what else was worn in this uniform, he just had a black four-in-hand tie with a commercial light white dress style long sleeve shirt. And just wore your standard black Oxfords with these. So it wasn't anything special. It was just that, and also service caps. They only wear service caps with these uniforms, and it would be the same thing. They will look the same as that. The standard service caps is white. No branch colors, just pretty plain, which makes sense since it's for summer, and summer tends to be less formal and less fancy. But anyway, enough of dragging on. This has been. I have many other uniform. Before I could finish that, I have many other uniform pieces I can show off. I recently acquired a U.S. Army Honor Guard overcoat, which should be an interesting video whenever I get around to doing that. Got some other interesting things like a Scott-produced MCU-2P from 1989, I believe. You may notice in one of my last posts, I made a post about a pair of trousers I acquired. It was a pair of Army blue trousers that had a actual gold stripe down the side. Well, anyway, that's enough yapping from me. If you have any questions or anything you'd like to say, be sure to put it in the comment section below. Goodbye.